Good night. Good night, dear friends. Can you hear me good? Yeah?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who come to us, because it is very pleasure to see all of you, and it is very pleasure to know that it is our conference is interesting. We hope it will be interesting because to discover the role of great British people in the Ukraine history, to my mind, it is very important to our understandable each other between the friendship between our countries. That is why it is very pleasure that people from India come to us, and I invite Vasanti, send in the chat to Vasanti, and I hope they will take place too with us. And today, as a second step of our discovery of role of British people in Ukraine history, today we have the new presentation from Andrei Cherepanov. Andrei Cherepanov grown up, as I understand, grown up in Nikolaev. But my proposition at first, before his presentation, we will present each other as our tradition. Okay? And please, Andrei Cherepanov, present yourself, two words about you, and then we will go.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Andrei Cherepanov. I was born in Mykolaiv in the south of Ukraine. So I live here almost all my life, and my main major is merchant marine. All my life was devoted to the maritime transport, as I was a crew member of merchant and fishing vessels, and later on I turned to maritime business, and the last 30 years I run a group of maritime companies which operates in Black Sea ports. So this is briefly about me.
Thank you very much. And please, I see James Hatter, DG 1010, please. It will be.
My name is James Hatter. I'm the District Governor for District 1010, Scotland North. Yes, I'm a professional photographer, and I've been here for many years. My hometown is Montrose, Scotland. So that's about me, really. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you. And may I invite Tim Holmes, please?
Yes, my name is Timothy Holmes, and I'm in New York, USA, member of the Westminster West Club. And I wanted to mention that in our area, we have many Ukrainians, and our hearts are with Ukraine.
Thank you. Thank you. Natalia, please, Natalia Sherbinina, please tell about you, and we remember your excellent presentation last month.
Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. My name is Natalia Sherbinina. I'm representative of District Ukraine, Rotary Club Cherkasy International. My profession, I run hotel and restaurant. By education, I'm a lawyer, international lawyer. My passion is history, law, and art. Thank you, and enjoy this evening.
Thank you. Alexei Trufanov, very nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, our Rotarian family. Yes, I'm Alexei Trifonov, a member of Rotary Cherkasy, District 2232, Ukraine. Now I'm live in Netherlands. I'm staying in Netherlands, and today it's a first meeting with our Rotarian family in Great Britain.
Thank you. Derwent, I'm very happy to see you here. And I remember the first days of war when you came by yourself, by car, bring a lot of very important things to our and support us. Please present yourself.
I'm Derwent Giaconelli. I run a company called Urgent Services in London. We've been supporting Ukraine. I'm a Rotary Club member from Stratford, and I worked on the Rotary GBI Ukraine task force with other members. And I'm very pleased to meet you all.
Thank you, thank you. And please, Dave Murray, PDG 1160 Ireland. It is very pleasure to see you now because it is first time. And please tell some words about you.
Well, good evening, everybody. My name is Dave Murray from District 1160, which is Ireland. I think Ireland has been doing a reasonable job in supporting Ukraine. When last I looked, I think there is now one displaced Ukrainian in Ireland for every 50 people. And we're delighted to be able to offer that support, even though we are not in a position to support Ukraine militarily.
Thank you very much. And may I invite Francis Hodge, District 1120, please.
Hello, I'm the International Service Lead for District 1120 and the leader of the Ukraine Support Group, was mainly involved in raising money for various needs in Ukraine. James Onions invited me to join the ICC group this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. And Nasreen Parkes, hi. I'm happy to see you because I remember how we are cooking on your kitchen, our borscht. It was excellent. And all people from your district, as I know, can to cook by our cooking as an example. Please tell you about yourself.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So the connection's a little bit dodgy, but yeah, it's lovely to see you, Marina. And yeah, I'm here on behalf of the Rotary Maidenhead Bridge Club. And Marina, yeah, I invited you home just so everyone knows, and I have very special memories of doing a cooking borscht soup. It was the most delicious borscht, and it was we raised a little bit of money for charity. And I'd love to do something again because I know that Ukraine still needs our support. So I'm here today.
Thank you. Thank you. It was excellent. I remember. Maybe we will cook in something more. What do you think this summer?
Yeah, maybe something.
Okay. Thank you.
Definitely.
I'm waiting for your invitation, or you will come to me. Okay. I'm in London now.
Thank you. If you want an invitation, it's yours.
Okay.
For sure.
Varенiki, it's excellent Ukraine dishes. Okay. And I see, please, Lesia Klonova, please, with us, Lesia Klonova. Can you? Please.
Hello, my friends. I am from Ukraine, from west in Ukraine, from Rotary Club Rivne. You hear me?
Yes, yeah. Yeah,
and,
okay.
I nice enjoyed to this meeting and hear about friendship, British and Ukraine Rotarian.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I see join to us Chance, please. Please. Yes, we see you. Some words about you.
I see.
No, no.
I got значит, I connect in this chat because my Rotarian friends from Nikolaev invited me in this meeting. And I want here. I want hear about our future our future connect and about his topic about city near Nikolaev. I want hear his
Okay, we understand you. I see missed chance iPhone, but I'm sorry, it is no club, number of club. Chance iPhone, please present yourself.
I am Chan Bisesar, and
Yeah.
I am from the Rotary Club of Streatham, District 1130.
Okay, nice, good.
Thank
You. You joined to us. And then I see Yana Bobrova. Yana, please. Yeah, Yana Bobrova will be the second speaker, and she will present her project in London. And she's looking for the London club. Maybe somebody, it is very interesting, maybe want to join to her project. Yana, two words about yourself.
Hello, I'm here from, I'm today talking to you from London, where I came because of the war with my children, and I'm happy to represent Kyiv, Rotary Club Kyiv Capital in Ukraine. I believe that it is one of the best clubs among the Rotarian Ukrainian family, as well as one of the oldest clubs. My club celebrated last year 25th anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Sergei Savitsky, please. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Sergei Savitsky from Rotary Club Kharkiv International. Now based in London with my family, wife and two children. And I am a responsible person in our ICC committee to set up new twin clubs between UK and between United Kingdom clubs and Ukrainian clubs, and try to do it. A few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dear Pat, District 1190, can we see you? Hi, nice to see you.
Hello, Marina. Good
Yeah,
evening,
hi.
everyone. It's a pleasure to be able to join all of you this evening. I must thank Marina for the kind invitation. I'm Patricia Hogarth from District 1190, England, and I'm from the Rotary Club of Workington. I'm a member of the GBNI Philippines Intercountry Committees. All thanks to past District Governor James Onions for making that possible. So it is a pleasure to be with all of you this evening and to meet our Ukrainian Rotarians. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pat. And Bogdan Kunev, please, you are with us? Bogdan Kunev.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. My name is Bogdan Kunev. I am from Rotary Club Uzhhorod Skala. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, and please, James, everybody knows you, of course, but maybe tell us something, few words, please.
Okay, thank you, Marina. It's good to see you all. I often see, or occasionally see Sergei because he visits our club. living nearby. And I owe you a phone call, Sergey, so sometime tomorrow. I'm the National ICC Coordinator for Great Britain and Ireland. And that tends to be how I know most of the English and Irish people online. But I think I'm beginning to get to know most of the Ukrainian ones. Marina and I were actually online together at the time war broke out. And she battled through and carried on presenting, which was really impressive. But I bring greetings from us all over here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, James, for all your work. What have you done to create our ICC, Ukraine and Great Britain and Ireland?
I think we should acknowledge that Shri and his district did an awful lot of work and were very, very responsible for creating the ICC.
Thank you. Sri Tiran, Sri, you are the main people, the first person whom I met in Rotary in London, in UK. Please, some words about you, about your club, your twin club of our club, Kyiv Synergy.
Hello, Professor Marina. Good to see you. I bring greetings from President Nishma. Unfortunately, she is in Spain. Otherwise, she would have been here today. But Timothy Holmes and Chan, I brought along. Chan is from the Rotary Club of Streatham. And it's good to see Derwent here. I'm really pleased that as a twin club, we are doing things together. And we look forward to this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Katrin Okrafov-Smart, please, you are joined to us and it will be nice to know about you.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, good.
Good evening, Dr. Marianne. I bring you greetings from the Rotary Club of Hampstead in District 1130.
Good. Excellent. Nice.
Nice to hear your talk, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You are joined to us. No, a main person in ICC, Ukraine, Great Britain, it is Roger Stent. You are head of Ukraine section of ICC, Ukraine and Great Britain, Ireland. Please, some words about you.
Thank you, Marina. Yeah, for those who don't know me, I've just taken on the lead of the Ukraine, the RGB&I side. As I put in chat, and I've had several come back to me, which is great, particularly for those of you in the UK and Ireland, if you want to take part on a more formal basis within the ICC UK branch, let me have your email address because I set up the meetings. On a personal level, I've been out to Ukraine a few times. I'm actually working with the Ukrainian government at the moment on a large contract. And yeah, I don't quite know how to express my feelings for you all. I just wish you all the best of luck. And we're behind you. So thank you, Marina.
Thank you very much. I'm Marina Dolzhenko, professor of cardiology, and I'm the head of Ukraine section of ICC. And I'm happy to see all my friends who come to and join to our meeting. It is very, very important to be together, and your support, we are feeling your support to give us morality support, psychological support, because if we together, we understand that we are not alone in our fighting in difficult times with war with Russia. And we are very thankful for all your feelings, of your support, of your truthfully money which you have to Ukraine, everything which you give to Ukraine. And Luminita Gavriluta, please present yourself, join to us.
Hello, dear friends. I'm Lumita Gavriluța from Republic of Moldova, National Coordinators, and I am very happy to see you, all of you, and good luck for this meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I suggest now to begin the first our presentation. Andrei, are you ready?
Yes, I'm always ready, no problem.
Yes, and we will begin the presentation, okay?
Okay.
I will show.
Hello once again to everybody. Before I start my speech, I would like to express my gratitude to the whole people of the Great Britain and Ireland for the huge support they rendered to our people in Ukraine in so hard days, which we are surviving now. So it was Marina's idea to appoint speaker on each our meeting with a speech which reflects the historical events that united the people of Ukraine, Great Britain, and Ireland. So, firstly, we heard a nice presentation by Natalia of the relationship, the historical relationship between Ukraine and Great Britain, and today is my turn. So my presentation would be a little bit different because it would be focused on people, on area. It would be focused on British people who came here in Ukraine on 18th and 19th century, and it focused on the south of Ukraine, on the cities like Kherson, my native Mykolaiv, and Odessa. So I'm not fully aware that everybody was informed that according to our agreement on last meeting, there was announced that upon the completion of my speech, we can symbolically raise the glasses and pour with the wine and drink some. I don't know if everybody ready. If not, you can check out your cupboards and fridges nearby to improve the things. So let's go start. As I told you, I allow myself to break the rules of typical business presentations. There will be no diagrams, no computer visualization, and there will be not so many pictures. But anyway, so prepare yourself to listen to kind of fairy tale till child and listen to me. So my narrative today, can you hear me, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
So my narrative today is based on subject of the book by our Rotarian, by author, whose name is Tatiana Chichkaluk. She is historian, she is Rotarian, and she is a good friend of mine. This is the book she wrote, and this book was published 2 years ago on the occasion of 260th anniversary from the birth of Thomas Kobler. The book is titled Thomas Kobler. Who is Thomas Kobler? He is a Brit coming from the south of England, and who came finally to Ukraine. He found himself, he proved himself like a great man. But this book not only of him, it's entirely about the another Brits who came here and who played a significant role in the developing of this area. So before talking about Thomas Kobler, I would like to mention three another people, Brits, who are very famous here, and all of them were friends. They knew each other in person, and they met each other many times. And the first person is Admiral Alexei Gray. On the picture you can see his portrait, and the second picture there is a monument erected in Mykolaiv in honor of Alexei Gray. Alexei Gray was a son of famous Scottish admiral Samuel Craig. He was born in Russian Empire, and then he moved to Mykolaiv, to south of Ukraine, and he was a governor of Mykolaiv area, and he did a lot for development of the city, for development of this area. He was a great scientist, geographer, and astronomer. He created a lot of significant things here in Mykolaiv. He founded the astronomical observatory, and he opened a lot of hospitals, schools, and did a lot of things in order to organize the life in Mykolaiv. The second person I would like to mention is, his name is John Howard. Marina, please, pictures number 3 and 4, if possible. Marina, do you hear me? Pictures number 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, John Howard. John Howard, he is a Brit. He was born in England. He was a great man. He was a lawyer, doctor, physician, and he was a fighter for human rights, and he was a fighter for rights of prisoners in particular. He traveled around Europe, and he tried to improve the things and to solve the problem which existed in prisons in Europe at that time. But when he discovered what was happening in the prisons of Russian Empire, he decided to come in Kherson, in south of Ukraine, and he fought for rights of prisoners. And apart from this, he fought epidemics. He fought against cholera, plague, and pox. And unfortunately, upon contacting with a prisoner who was infected with plague, he got ill and died in Kherson at the age of 63. He is buried there in Kherson, and you can see the grave and monument erected in honor of this great man, John Howard from England. These two people are mentioned. Marina, please come back, please. Back. Okay, stay like this. So these two persons are mentioned in the book of Tatiana Chichkaluk, but I would like to say a few words about the third person who is not mentioned, but who is very, very important, and who played a very significant role here in Ukraine, in Russian Empire. His name is Captain John Paul Jones. He is known as the founder of American Navy. He was a Scot. He was a captain of the English fleet. He was once he was sentenced to be to prison for the murder on board the ship. He beat his bosun up to the death due to the reason that the bosun attempted to organize immunity on board of his ship. So, but finally he could escape from the custody, and very soon he appeared in the United States. Being a smart and active person, very soon he became a founder of the US Navy. And if you visit the Naval Academy in Philadelphia and in Maryland, you can see the bust erected in honor of this guy, where is written that he is the founder of the US Navy. But he was boring staying in the United States. he would like to fight, but no enemies were there, no any sea battles expected with the neighbors in the United States. And finally, he decided to come to Russian Empire to serve in the Navy of Russians. At that time, the Russian-Turkish war was going on the Black Sea, and he was a commander of the fleet. He is famous for victory near Turkish fortress Ochakov, where Russian fleet attacked Turkish fleet, and they won the battle. But instead of getting honors as a winner, he was not any more popular among Russian authorities due to the reason that when the Turkish fleet was in fire and a lot of ships were sank, the sailors, the officers were in the water, but they are Brits. The matter is that in both fleets, in Russian fleet and in Turkish fleet, the British officers and sailors served. So, and saved them like as if they were the sailors from his ship. He gave them lifeboats and let them go towards Istanbul. For this fact, he was fired from Russian fleet, and later on he was sent out of Russian Empire. Later on he appeared in France and in Australia, but this is another thing. But this name is very significant and very respected here in Ukraine. So, and now let's go back to our hero, Mr. Thomas Koblet. Marina, next picture, please. Okay, you can see the portrait of this gentleman. He was born in south of England in 1761 in Devonshire. Presently, this land is called Devon. It so happened that in age of 7, he lost his parents, and he remained alone with his sister. But their oldest sister was already married with a diplomat who stays in Italy, in Livorno, and they decided to take the orphans, these siblings, to Italy to live together. So they moved to Italy, and up to the age of 21, he lived in Italy. In 1783, one Russian naval ship visited Livorno, and on board of the ship, there was one young officer whose name was Nicholas Mordvinov. In future, he will be the famous admiral and commander of the entire Russian imperial fleet. So this gentleman met the sister of Thomas Koblet, and very soon they decided to get married, and they were very quick in their decisions. And he proposed them to leave Italy for Russia, and they took young guy Thomas Koblet to Russian Empire, to territory of Ukraine, to the city of Kherson. Kherson at the time was the main naval port in Russian Empire. So Thomas Koblet was a smart guy. He was willing to serve, and he entered the officers' military courses. And after graduation from these courses, he became a senior officer of the naval fleet. Despite the high patronage from his relative Nicholas Mordvinov, he didn't want to serve at office, and he decided to go to the war, to participate in the Russian-Turkish war, which was going on the Black Sea. So, and he took his participation in assaults of Turkish fortresses like Charkiv, Inkerman, and Vendere. He proved himself as a brave, as a professional officer, and very soon the Empress gave, as a reward, gave him a vast lands in the south of Ukraine, in the territory between river South Bug and Bay of Telugu. Presently, this is lands between cities of Mykolaiv and Odessa. So he served in the Russian Navy, and in 1788, the city of Mykolaiv was founded, and it became the main shipyard, naval shipyard, and the naval and commercial port of southern Ukraine. And Thomas Kabler moved here, and he was appointed as naval commander of Mykolaiv area. And few years he served here, and on the lands I mentioned, there was a small village which called Koblevo on his honor. It sounds in a Russian way, Koblevo, in honor of Thomas Kabler, with only about 200 inhabitants. So he took care of this village, and in a couple of years, the Empress appointed him as a commander of fleet in rapidly growing Odessa. He moved to Odessa, and he stayed there up to the end of his days until 1833. And he did a lot of things to develop this area. With his name is connected the creation of hospitals, schools, universities, Lutheran Church. By the model of Great Britain, he created the first workhouse for poor people in Odessa. And there is a street named after Thomas Kabler in Odessa. And he was even the governor of Odessa during 1 year when there was a shift of French governors. And for the period from 1814 till 1815, he was a governor of the city. But apart from his duties in town, he never forgot his lands, his countryside, and village, what was named Koblevo. He loved to be there. He loved to gather his friends, the noble people from Mykolaiv and Odessa. They gathered by weekends for holidays there to communicate, to have a talk, to have a drink. And if they knew about Rotary at the time, they would call Rotary Club Koblevo, let's say. So, and I have to note his very special attitude towards the local peasants. He encouraged them to labor, and he paid them money. And one day he decided to create the vineyards around this area, probably because of the time he spent in Italy. He was interested in wine making, and after a few years, a lot of wineries were growing around the area of Koblevo, and they started to produce good wine. He ordered a few sorts of grapes from Italy, which could grow here in the condition of Ukraine successfully. Of course, the people of this village, they knew taste of wine because previously in ancient times, the Greeks and Romans was here and they brought grapes here and everybody knew about the wine. But industrial production of wines was organized by him, by Thomas Kabler. And these wineries and vineyards still exist and they operate successfully, and a lot of kind of wines are produced and exported in other countries. But not only wine. I have to say that main commodity of wine export is wine material. What is wine material? The grape juice, upon heating and evaporating, turned into a pulp. This pulp is used in technology of wine production, and it makes blending, in French it's coupage, but is used to enhance the taste of wine. So if you fail to buy a bottle of Ukrainian wine Kobleva in your nearest supermarket and you're forced to buy any kind of Italian, French, or Spanish wine, while you're drinking this wine, you can be 90% sure that the taste was enhanced by the pulp, by wine material that came out from Ukraine. Really, that was he was a great person, and he stayed in Odessa up to the end of their days of his days until 1833, and his last will was to bury him in 40 kilometers out of Odessa, namely in village Kobleva, where his grave now is. So the Ukrainian don't forget his, and you can see Marina next picture, please. One guy from the International Organization for Development of Agriculture and Countryside Tourism. Marina, next picture, please. Yes, his name is Richard Shepard. He quite frequently visits Kobleva. He participates in degustations, and he is a good friend of us. And he is trying all the time to promote Kobleva as a resort and as a famous winery. As I said, we respect and honor the name of Thomas Kobler. That's why this book was written and published. That's why the National Ukrainian Bank has issued the Jubilee coin in honor of the 260 years anniversary of Thomas Kobler. That's why the wine and the brand Kobleva is sold out successfully, and it's bought willingly by Ukrainians. This is the best memory for this gentleman, Thomas Kobler, from the south of England. So I think it's time already to fill up our glasses and to have a drink some for Thomas Kobler, guys. Raise your glasses. Cheers. And it will be later on. So, by the way, the village of Kobleva, you can see on the picture, last week was attacked with Russian missiles. It was in the night time. You see the shops and hotels nearby the winery at the sea coast. There were few victims and a lot of wounded people. So unfortunately, it's like this. So we still survive the horrors of war, which is still going on. And so thanks once again for your support, guys. Marina?
Yeah, that's all.
Almost all, yeah.
Thomas Kobler again. That's all slides.
So that's all, no need more.
Andrei, tell about what happened in Nikolaev last weeks, because it is terrible situation, and these slides, to my mind, show that.
Last week there was attack with missiles, rockets, and artillery, and the targets were different parts of Mykolaiv and Kobleva in particular, this village on the Black Sea coast. The hotels and attacks and shops were destroyed. I don't know for what reason that was done, but anyway, they did it. And in Mykolaiv, they attacked port area. They attacked grain terminals because they tried to stop the grain corridor which was existing, and they don't want any more Ukrainian grain to go out of Ukraine for export to stop the hard currency income into Ukraine. So this is a typical way of Russian behavior. And apart from port terminal, they showed the residential area, and one rocket struck just three floors house, just normal house where people used to live, and it was disaster really. So this is like this. We are getting to be used for a situation like this. And just for information, from the first days of the war, Mykolaiv was suffering from the shelling more than 200 days in a row. 200 days in a row. It was no silence. You can imagine what was there. So anyway, we stay strong. We're sure, we're confident in our victory against the enemy. And thanks to support coming from all over the world and from the UK and Ireland and other countries. So we have no any other option as to win the Russian aggressors.
Well, thank you very much. It's excellent. It is a very interesting story about really English people in the region of Odessa and Nikolaev, because it was in ancient times. There is no Nikolaev. It was Odessa gubernia. It was named. Yes, region Odessa. But
no. Maria, may I correct you? Firstly, Kherson was founded, and Kherson gubernia was. Odessa was under jurisdiction of Kherson gubernia, and Nikolaev is. So Kherson was the first founded here. After 11 years, Mykolaiv, and after 12 years, Odessa was founded.
Dear friends, do you have some questions to Andrew, to some details of his presentation about Kobler, Thomas Kobler, and another people?
If no questions, it means nothing understood or everything is understood. So.
I haven't got a question, but the Thomas Cobley, his name is honoured in a folk song from Devon, where he was born. That's called Widdicombe Fair, and his name appears in the chorus with Bill Brad, and Uncle Tom Cobley and all. And this is probably or possibly because he became a bit of a legend. His name is in the folk song. That's
yes, sir. Yes,
you are meant to drink it with. You're meant to sing it with cider.
Yes, if folk song mentions his name, it means really his family was famous. He was
a well-known figure in the county.
Some sources says he is Scot. Some sources says he is Norman or French because his surname sounds like French. But it doesn't matter right now. No matter, because we know he was a Brit born in south of England, who came to south of Ukraine, who found himself here, who proved himself very talented and famous guy.
Andrei, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Do you know anything about nowadays? What happened with the company Kobleva now? Do they have opportunity to produce anything, or are they hit with metal? Or...
As for winery and vineyards, thanks God, they remain untouchable. They can produce, they can operate, and really, they work even now, even in conditions right now. They continue to work in Kobleva. The other infrastructure in Kobleva is destroyed. I mean, the resort infrastructure, hotels, shops, restaurants, all things which were located on the very shore of the Black Sea. But this winery is a little bit aside in the inner lands, and it was not touchable so far. Things good. It's working.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, please, who want to ask something? Well, thank you very much again. And Andrei, it's...
No, one question. Tim.
Please.
Maybe, Andrew, if I may, one more thing. I'm just curious, what about family of Thomas Kobley? Do you know information, maybe some children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, they stayed in Ukraine, or what happened to the family?
Yes. He was married. He was married when he was adult enough, after 40 years. He was married with one Ukrainian woman who, from Cossack family. Cossacks are the Ukrainian ancient warriors, and she was coming from this family. They got married and they had 3 children, 2 sons and 1 daughter. And after the death of Thomas Kobley, they stayed for more few years here in Russian Empire in Ukraine. But later on, they moved. Sons, as far as I remember, they moved to England, and daughter got married with a French guy, and she moved to France. So it means no children, no grandchildren remains here in Ukraine anymore.
Roger, please.
Yes.
Thank you. I don't think it's not a question. It's actually a statement. I had no idea about the history of these 3 people. Well, I knew a bit about John Paul Jones, but English people don't usually regard him as very English because of his association with America during their War of Independence. But I think we all know the name of Tom Kobley, but we sing it in a completely different meaning to what you've explained. That was really interesting, Andrei, and thank you very much indeed for enlightening us.
Yes, because my report was based on the subject of a book published here by my friend, and from the Ukrainian point of view, of course, it could be completely different point of view, and you can discover the person from the other side, which is different from the side you knew before. Yeah.
And what it does do, it means that we now have a village or a factory, a vineyard to visit.
Yeah,
of course. Our priorities when we come, much more important than seeing the sights. We'll go and sample some of the wine when it's safe to do so.
One day you should do that. One day you should that.
Yeah, we look forward to organizing it.
Okay, thanks. Question from Tim.
Tim has his hand up, Marina.
I had my hand up, but Roger actually said what I was going to say. And just to say thank you, Andrei, for the work that you've put into that and explaining it, because like Roger, I didn't know any of that story. So thank you so much for taking the time to explain it and your research.
That's why we are here. That is the reason why ICC Great Britain and Ukraine was created by Marina. This is all about we are getting closer to each other.
Andrew, but tell some words about your working with YAP, because I know that you are very, very strong in yacht and some Navy, and facilities, and tell something about. You are a very interesting person at first.
Marina, I will tell you about that, but first, Tim Howard had a question to me. Let him to ask his question. Yeah. Yes. I'm all ear. All ear.
Just another thank you. Very enlightening talk, and with many threads that connect with all of us, I think. My apologia is I'm a Canadian American, but with Devonshire roots. So very interested in this. And John Paul Jones is still significant in history and here, but we're very pleased especially to hear that he was supportive in Ukraine, and I can assure you that that spirit continues from here for Ukraine.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Tim. We appreciate your words. You're willing to support Ukraine, and you are always welcome. We are always open to communicate. We are open for negotiations and to cooperation. Thanks, Tim.
Hope to see you.
So, Marina, your question was about my yachting, my sailing activity. So, as I told on the beginning of our meeting, I'm ex-seafarer. I was a seaman. So, and as I was in Mykolaiv, we are here very deeply in yachting, in sailing from the childhood. So, from the childhood, I was close to sailing yachts, and right now, I'm a vice commander of Rotary yachting fleet. There is an international yachting fellowship of Rotary, and one of the fleet is existing in Mykolaiv. Altogether, there are 4 yachting Rotarian fleets in Ukraine, in Cherkasy, in Mykolaiv, in Kharkiv, and in Kiev. But in Mykolaiv, we have the largest fleet, and annually the most significant, the brightest event is sailing regatta, which we held here in Mykolaiv in the beginning of September. And the people, the sportsmen, the yachtsmen from all over Ukraine and from abroad, from Greece, from Turkey, from Italy, they come to participate in our regatta. This regatta is charitable. All participants and guests, they make their donation in favor of yachting sailing school in Mykolaiv and in Ochakiv. So unfortunately, this year we had no chance to hold this regatta because the waters are closed. The war is going on. That's why we couldn't do this. But we hope upon the war completed, we resume our regattas, and really it's very, very interesting event. You can check in internet, you can see the pictures, you can find out the videos about our regatta. Really, this is a bright event, and all people who attended once, they come again and again, and they are willing to come here next time when it would be possible. So this is about our regatta, about myself as a sailing guy. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Please, friends, who want to some addition statements? No. Well, I suggest to begin with second presentation. It is project of Yana Bobrova and Kiev Capital Club. And Yana, maybe you will present and I try to open your presentation, okay? I will try open your presentation. Sorry. Yes, there. Tell me, please. Everybody can see, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Yana, please describe your project.
First of all, let me please to say thank you, Marina, for the invitation, and also to express my gratitude to the citizens of UK, to Rotarians of United Kingdom and Rotarians from all over the world for the support we receive as a country. And it means a lot for us. Thank you for this. I have a banking background, and it's happened that in 2017 I have decided that I can bring some more funds to the shareholders of the bank for which I used to work. It was Crédit Agricole Bank in Ukraine. I have been with them for 17 happy years. and I was responsible for M&A service and business in Ukraine and for non-bank financial institutions. And whenever I see the geography of the ruins which Russia does in Ukraine, I just remember the businesses in which I was involved in this or that manner. When for some I have granted the credits, or for some I have helped to buy the land or to buy the company, and it gives me additional pain because I see how the businesses are ruined, how people are dying, and I hope it will stop. It will be stopped one day. But now we really need the support, and thank you for this that you are providing it to us. Now, at the moment, I am working as the executive director of the Pelican Leaf Charity Foundation, which is nature protection organization. That was, change of the life, 180 degrees life change for me. And this my activity also brought me to the Rotary, and my colleagues in the Kyiv capital told me, the Rotary is just recently opened the nature protection activities, and we would do something in this activity, in this direction as well. But Marina, could you please move to another page? But first of all, let me please also tell you a few words about the project that we have done with my club in the United Kingdom. We have organized in the partnership with some other famous, very good organizations, and with Oxford University Church.
Pelican Live.
Yeah, and with our club, with Hope for Creation.
I'm sorry, Luminita, please put away mute, make mute.
With Oxford University Church, with St. John's Notting Hill Church, and with the British Ukrainian Aid. It is another charity which is working in the United Kingdom since the beginning of the war, since 2014. And we have fundraised £42,000 thanks to the 2 exhibitions we had. And we paid 30% to the artists, and we spent £31,000, as well as some other money were provided by British Ukrainian Aid for the purchase of 2 vehicles for the evacuation of the soldiers, of the wounded citizens from the front line. Unfortunately, one of the vehicles is the refrigerator. It was a big, it was a very tough for me and very difficult to realize that I have to buy the refrigerator on behalf of our team, because I'm buying the refrigerator for we have purchased this refrigerator to transport those who was killed. But we also have to think about their final way, and we also have to think about those who are alive, because we have to think about the way of transporting their life afterwards. Yes, because it's quite difficult when we evacuate by the same car wounded people and those who were died. And this project we would like to continue. And if anyone from you who are in the United Kingdom would like to join this project, we would be happy to bring the icons in the church or in any space near you, and we could, and I believe we could raise more money to buy the ambulances, because actually the other car is not an ambulance, but it is an armored vehicle for the evacuation from the front line. Unfortunately, the situation is the following, that many people are dying during the evacuation, and many paramedics are dying because they are shot during the evacuation. So we believe that this vehicle, which was quite expensive, will save lives of our soldiers and all of those citizens who stay near the front line. So this is one of the projects which I would like to develop, and I need your support. If anyone would like to, please let me know. Marina, can we move forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, creation. This project is very interesting. This is a creation of the Ukrainian garden in the heart of London. And that was actually possible because we have and it will be on the territory of the St. John's Notting Hill Church. They were very happy with the way we have of the project we have done with the icons, and it happens that I have started to talk with them about the nature, about our kids, Ukrainian kids who live here, and who really need some attention. And actually we would like to create the Ukrainian garden. Like a lot of us have these gardens in our memories. When we were small, we go to our grandparents, and what we want to do, we want to do this. Marina, could you please move forward? So this is a territory. On these pictures, you see the plot, which is on Notting Hill, and in front of the church. And what we want to do, we want to discover with children the plants which grow in the United Kingdom and in Ukraine. We want to make some study. We want to make a plan together, encouraging Ukrainian and British teenagers to support us in this study as well. Marina, could we move forward? It was also agreed with the church that we build a hotel for the insects, and we tell about the insects and their role in the environment, and it will be another point of study for children. In my foundation, we have done many houses in Ukraine, and these pictures are from the work of the foundation. Marina, could we move forward? Rotary Club Kyiv Capital, actually I have done this presentation for my club, and they are very happy to support and to be a part of the team. I'm referring to UK clubs. Maybe some of us would like to be a part of the project. I have started to talk to the Kew Gardens. James, you know that it was very difficult to find a contact with Kew Gardens, but finally I've got one, and it is a scientist who is my ecologist, and she is personally she's already ready to participate in the project as a person, but she would like to, but she's also started to talk to Kew Gardens to be a part of this project. I have a very good relations with UK Arboriculture Association, and I'm sure that they will help us as well. I have been to the permaculture event in London, and the head of the organization, Permabliss London, also expressed his willingness to support. What kind of activities we would like to have? Of course, we would like to engage the community to discover what is normally grown in Ukraine and in British gardens, to have some plants planting starting from September, because when we can plant trees and bushes. In autumn or in February, we will create the house for insects. We would like to have the art exhibition for children, prepared by children and also prepared by the Ukrainian artists who work now in the United Kingdom. we just think that it would be very funny and nice to develop and to distribute some recipes lists, as well as in one of the small plots we would like to garden, to plant the ingredients for Ukrainian borscht. We would like to create stories about the importance of some of the plants in Ukrainian and British culture, because, for example, garbuz, Marina, how can we translate the garbuz?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin is very special in the United Kingdom plant, but it is also very special for Ukraine. If for example, a girl does not want to get married to the man, she just put a pumpkin to him, and based on this, he understands that he is not the one she wants to marry. And there are many other stories about our different plants. We want to have some art classes, either in the church or either in Ukrainian club. And I'm very happy that Ukrainian club is just maybe 500 meters from the church. And we hope to make one day for testing food. And of course, we would like to create the information signs near the church, near our plants. And of course, we would need to maintain the garden. I have one gardener who already expressed her willingness to participate in the project as well. So, and I think if we be successful with this small project, and if we write everything what we have done, what was created, this is a project that can be used for other places all over UK. And I'm also already dreaming about the same garden club for teenagers creation in Ukraine. And I believe it could be a very interesting project for the partners of the project, because this project is not only about the nature protection. This is a project about the children education, gardening, and food protection. Yes, this is a very general project. So I would appreciate if you would like to participate, or some of you would like to participate, and we would need to fundraise for this. Hopefully, Rotaries can be members of this fundraising campaign. And Marina, could we move forward? And this is a separate project from the mentioned above. As a foundation, Pelican Leaf, we used to work, and we are working with many national nature parks and reserves. And as you see, South is quite heavily bombed at the moment. And we would like to make the exhibition of the wildlife of the south part of Ukraine, to exhibit the pictures, the photos made by one of the greatest Ukrainian scientists, Ivan Rusev. He's an ornithologist, but he is very special man in Ukrainian science and in Ukrainian nature protection movement. And for example, the church, again, this St. John's Church, they already told me that they would be happy to provide the premises for the exhibition. But this exhibition could move forward. It could be not only in London, it can be also in other places. But and again, London is quite a big city. So this is what I wanted to tell you about the projects in which I would like to involve children, both, for example, for the garden club. I hope we will create it like a mixture between Ukrainian kids, which are here, and British teenagers. And this is something that could be developed further. And from our previous experience, what I want also to do to invite different scientists, the nature scientists, ornithologists, ichthyologists, of different biology professions, to tell children what do they do, how do they operate, how can they be helped. So it could be, so I just think that we could do much more than just gardening with the kids. And of course, the final idea of the project to prepare the kids to create their own gardens in their yards with their parents. So that's all from me for today.
Okay.
Maybe someone have some questions.
Jana, thank you very much for your presentation. It's really inspiring. When I was listening to you, I was imagining myself in this garden and working together with the kids and creating all these wonderful gardens. I just wanted to say that in our club, Rotary Cherkasy International, we have a wonderful lady. She knows, I think, everything about herbs. She's like a, like a magic lady. She knows everything about how to heal with the herbs, what to do with the herbs. She lives in Holodny Yar, and now she's creating dry borsches. Actually, now with our club, we have a small project. We send this to France, and we do some fundraising. So maybe if you develop that, and as a part of your project, it could be like a food tasting, and maybe it will be interesting to develop that.
Well, thank you so much. This is a really great idea.
Okay, Dervan, please, you have a question. You're mute. Microphone.
I was eating my dinner, I'm sorry. I had two questions for you. When you were saying about the UK teenagers, what age group were you looking at?
What I'm thinking about currently, yes, I'm just thinking about from 12 to 16. I have a 13 years teenager. And of course, one of my tasks as a mother to create a club for her as well. So this is, and to involve her in these activities as well. But my experience in the National Nature Park Tuzlivsky Limany in the south of Ukraine, in the south of Odessa region, showed us that it is just the age when we have to do this with them, because we had such a summer camp in 219 with this age of children. And I was very much impressed by the fact that after the camp, some of them decided to become ornithologists. Some of them decided to study the water creators. So it was a very, it was very interesting.
So something that I do outside the Rotary is I'm an East London enterprise advisor. So I go into schools to talk to kids and just teach them about other ways of success without going to university. But if it's something that would help you, I'd be happy to connect you with some people to maybe try and generate some interest from that age group.
Yep.
And the second thing I was going to say is, depending on what you need, is I've got a fairly nice space near Stratford International Station, which is our office. And if you needed to use that for one of the exhibitions, you could have that free of charge, especially at the weekend or something when our office staff are not in. So if you needed some help with that, Marina's got my details. Just connect with me and let me know.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That is really great.
Excellent. Okay, please, who want to some suggestions?
One note from myself to Jana. Jana, during our last meeting, online meeting, somewhere, I don't remember where, you told us about your project, about the paintings on the empty boxes which were used for artillery cartridge. And you told us about the painters, artists who did the job, and you informed me about the church where the exhibition was and where this painting were sold out. So I'm proud to inform you that I have attracted a few quite a significant amount on this matter, because I informed my niece who stays in London, and she, together with her friends, attended this exhibition, and they bought few pictures. So that's why we participated a bit in this good project of you.
Wow, thank you so much. Sorry, I have sent the private message, but I have changed this to send it to everyone. So this is the description of these project icons on ammunition boxes on the website of my club.
Yeah.
So if you could please copy this for you and please. But thank you so much. It is amazing.
James, please, your question.
I just want, I want to thank both our speakers this evening for really excellent presentations. But I wanted to follow up on Jana's, because Jana, you presented to my own club before, and we've been in touch since. And I just wanted to ask you who you're working with at Kew Gardens, because
yeah, it's just, you know, I have visited it yesterday, and this is the I'm sure that it is the so this you don't know her name is Irina Druzhneva, and she came recently, a year ago, to the Kew Gardens from China. Yes,
yeah,
she is a scientist, a doctor of science of mycology, and she is a big friend of Ukraine. And you know, she's Russian, but her husband is from Kiev, Ukrainian, and they grew up. Their son in the love to Ukraine, and this boy, he's 16. He spends 3 days per week volunteering for Ukrainian club. And this boy said, my mother is working in Kew Gardens. So it was like, and so he introduced me to his mother. I visited her yesterday, and we just talked, and she was very much impressed. And she says, I believe that Kew Gardens have to be more active in supporting Ukraine. And I will start the conversation with the gardening team, just to start to do this project in the United Kingdom. But in any case, myself personally, I will support you. I will, of course, I am going to teach children about the mushrooms, yes, and I will provide you the mycorrhiza, so these mushrooms that will help to grow the plants. So this is where we are now. It's just the start.
If you can send over to me her name. I'm talking with Kew Gardens a few times next week.
Okay.
At the director level.
Great.
And it would be a good opportunity for me to follow up with Richard
and
what he actually did with the Kiev Botanic Gardens.
Do you mind if I send you this presentation, because I have mentioned that I would like them as a partners, so you can show them. You can
no, but please do.
And James, we have discussed with one of the members of your team about the exhibition in Richmond Church.
Sorry, I missed that.
We have discussed about the exhibition in Richmond.
Yeah.
Is there any developments with this?
There's no development, but I was talking to the people in Guildford who seem to be developing with the cathedral down there.
Okay.
Well, one thing I'd love to share with everyone, although he's not online, Peter King, who most of the people over in the UK know, and so do several people like Sergey over in Ukraine. He got married in that church. So there's a very close link. He got married in St. John's. And he was the priest there for a while.
Yes, yes, yes. And actually, he was. It was his idea to present this project to the Richmond Church.
Yeah.
If we can do this.
I will probably be speaking to him tomorrow, so I'll ask him the question.
Yeah, please. Thank you. I would be happy to hear the news from you.
Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Excellent evening.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Who has some questions? Sergei Zavadski, do you want to tell?
I apologize that I was late tonight because it was another important coordinating meeting in our district at the same time we started your meeting. But I was pleased to hear what I have fixed, and the recording will be available. I hope to be able to review the recording and to catch up with your other presentations. Thank you.
Well, anybody want to speak?
If I may say that I don't know, as continuation of work of the task force, which is now closed, but it will continue in the so-called SIM opportunity team under the lead of Janine, who was part of the task force. She organized the focus group this Tuesday, and I think it was quite successful. There were many participants from different districts from Great Britain and Ireland, many good comments. And next Monday, it will be the first meeting of the TOT team. And the task will be to analyze what was said during this focus group and project it to the further work of this team. That's it so far. More news will come. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy to see everybody of you. And to my mind, it is very interesting it was our conversation. Thank you, everybody who joined our meeting. And thank you, Andrew, to you. Thank you, Jana. Oh, please.
Yeah, I just, sorry for this. I have sent you the reference to to the LinkedIn page of my club. I would really appreciate if someone is in LinkedIn, please support us by your please sign to our page. We just started this page, and actually I'm responsible for this, so I have to develop. Thank you so much.
Right. Yeah, your club is Kiev Capital, yes?
Yes, Kiev Capital, yes.
And so if we Google those,
I have sent you yes, in chat. In chat
you can see chat.
In our chat there is a website. The reference to the page devoted to the icons on ammunition boxes, but it is from our website.
Good. Yes, I'm interested in the insect house project. I think that will be very interesting for the clubs on the environment side.
Yeah, and I'll do the leaflet for them to develop.
Oh, there's a leaflet about it as well. Okay, I'll log into your club site and have a look for it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and to LinkedIn page of my club as well, please. Thank you.
Tim, do you want to tell something? I saw Tim Holmes. No.
Oh,
okay.
No, it's just excellent. I'm overwhelmed by the interest, the important projects, and the support that your fellow Rotarians are offering.
Okay.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. It was, to my mind, it was interesting. And thank you, Jana. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, everybody who joined us. And if the last Thursday, it would be 31 of August. If it will be interesting, we can to meet again. Okay?
Oh, for sure.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Mariana.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye. Thank you so much.